Are you struggling to take amazing portraits with your digital camera? Do you want to take stunning portraits that show off the beauty of your subject? Are you ready to avoid portrait photography mistakes that are unflattering to your model? Well, it is simpler than you might think. My name is Mark Hemmings, and I'm an internationally recognized photographer and photography instructor. And in this video, I'll share with you 5 portrait photography tips that will change the way that you take portraits forever. Have you ever taken a portrait photo and you really weren't happy with the end result? Well, it's quite possible that you photographed the model or your friend from a high position. For example, maybe you were taller than the model and they sort of looked disempowered or small. There's a really quick and easy fix. All you need to do is get lower than the model and shoot up. It really empowers the model. Now, keep in mind that you want to zoom your lens in and in aperture priority, choose the lowest f-stop number possible. For example, for me, I'm shooting at f2.8. Let's see what happens. This is the normal shot. While it's okay, when I kneel down and get lower than the model, it's going to be even better. Nice. Now let's look at these pictures side by side. As you can see, the shot where I was much lower looks far better, much more drama. Now another really great way to do an amazing portrait is to actually use something called framing. Framing is a situation where we have door or window or even trees that sort of encapsulate the portrait. It makes it really good for standout portraiture. Let me give you an example. I have a friend here standing in this doorway. It's going to be a perfect frame for this portrait. So, what do you think? The doorway was absolutely perfect. It really frames in the subject and it makes the portrait stand out. I love it. Now, in a situation like this, we want to shoot low. It's always good to empower the portrait subject by the photographer being low. Also, the sun. Make sure that your model can look into the sun. I know it's hard because of the brightness, but it'll really make the portrait look excellent. Also, make sure that you have a symmetrical composition. As you can see, I was photographing with equal distance between the left and right side. Those tips will give you an excellent portrait. Negative space is such an excellent way to really force your viewer's attention into the main subject. Now, negative space is where you have a majority of the picture or the composition that's blank, it has no detail. Take, for example, the picture that we have here. I have my friend stand in, and she is going to be very small in the picture with a lot of empty negative space, but it's going to work out so well. Let me give you an example shot. Okay, put your tiara on and off. Okay, so now take a look at this shot. As you can see, there's so much empty space. Now normally we would have our main subject really large in the picture. However, when you're dealing with negative space, you get this artistic effect where all of the tension eventually goes right down to the main subject. It's a really cool way to add an artistic flair to your portraiture. Give it a try. Now, a really interesting way to add dimensionality and depth to your portraits is to incorporate shadows. Now you can get shadows very easily just by photographing when the light is low and very direct on your subject. Now, for example, I have my friend here who's going to model for us. I'm going to take a picture and show you how I use shadow to really create an extra dimension to my portraits. Okay, let's begin. Okay, look up the street a bit and back down a little bit more toward me. Bit more. Okay, so check out this portrait. Do you see how the extra dimension of the shadow really adds to the picture? Now, I asked the model to slightly rotate her face so I get a different shadow profile, and I could choose afterward which one I like best. Also for camera settings, I like to have a long zoom, for example, 70 to 200, set at the 200mm setting, because a long lens for portraits is really good for the face. Also for aperture, because it's a little bit low, I used an f-stop of f2.8. However, you may choose an f4 that would be fine. Also, I love aperture priority for portraiture. Now, I love using lens hoods. They're so effective at protecting your lens if you accidentally drop it. And also for lens flares, it will give you a good clean image. Finally, it's really important to make sure that your model feels comfortable. If they don't feel comfortable, it'll really show up in the pictures. So, in order to do that, make sure you keep a really light and easy communication with them. Make a few jokes. Make sure also that when you're reviewing the photos, even if they're not exactly working out the way you want to, that you keep a good expression on your face, because they will read that from you and it'll cause some problems. So keep the energy light, really happy. Also, keep in mind that distance is a factor. No one likes to have a camera right up in their face, so use a long zoom lens. And long zoom lenses actually work well for portraiture anyway. So those aspects will really help to convey a sense of ease and fun in your portrait session that will guarantee excellent results. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you got a lot of value out of it. Now, there's so much more I'd like to tell you about digital photography. And while I didn't hold anything back, there's only so much I could share with you in a short video like this. And that's why I've recorded an entire video course about taking incredible photos with your digital camera, and finally taking your camera off of the auto mode. So if you'd like to find out more about my digital photography course, you'll find more information right under this video. So take a look at my full digital photography course, and I hope to see you there.